Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Africa Budget Pellet Gunner. And as you saw in the previous video, today I've got the Gamma CF30 with me, and I managed to fix the stock on this, so everything is down nice and tight. What I've done as well is I've just mounted a cheap optic on the top, and what I want to look at today, something that it's not new to spring rifles. It's called a lube in a tube. It's called tune in a tube, and so I've got my own version that I've made of that, and I'm going to do it today. I'm going to show you what does this rifle sound like before I do it, and then we'll also see what does it sound like after I do it. And then also I just want to talk a little bit about why you would want to do this. So I don't think this is a solution that's going to fix all of your Springer problems. I do think in a pinch it will definitely help. Perhaps if you're someone that is not very good with your hands and you're not able to send out the rifle to be worked on, you could perhaps use this method. It would definitely quieten down your rifle a little bit, and it will also make it shoot a little bit smoother as well, and it will probably improve the shot cycle to some extent. So basically what it's doing, we're going to put quite a bit of grease into the spring cavity where the spring is being compressed and being shot, and what it does, it's going to improve that cocking cycle, but it's also going to improve the actual shooting cycle. It will, however, reduce your feet per second a little bit, purely because there's now grease inside there. Yes, the grease is lubricating everything, but at the same time that grease is also causing resistance to the spring moving, and that will mean that your feet per second will drop a little bit, but you should get a little bit more consistency at the same time. So because I haven't worked on the internals of this gun yet, I thought let's try the tune in the tube, and let's see how it goes. So let me just show you what I've got here. So basically this grease that I've got is actually for CV joints, so it is basically rubber friendly, or it can be used with any kind of seals. It won't damage the seals, and it does have a little bit of moly in it, so it should definitely help as well in terms of being a form of lubrication. So yeah, that's basically what I'm using. And then what I've got, I've just put it into a syringe. This is a 20mm syringe, 20mm syringe. You don't need to have such a big syringe, but it does help. Otherwise this little point on the top of your syringe is too small and you struggle to get the grease out. What's important is you want the grease to be a little bit thick and tacky. You don't want it to be a thin, basically like a silicone grease or something like that, something that's very thin and light. You wanted something that's a bit heavier and still going to be able to do that lubricating function. So let me quickly show you how it works, how you do it. Very, very simple. All we need to do is remove the stock, and once you've removed the stock, I'll show you how to apply it, and yeah, then we're good to go. So let's quickly remove the stock. So I'm just going to remove the screw at the back. And this has been done by quite a few guys in the past. Well, I say guys, ladies as well, and definitely seems to improve the actual shooting of the rifle and the shot cycle. So hopefully we'll have the same effect in our rifle, and then we'll just take it from there and see until we actually get to work on the actual internals. Let's see if this helps us to get a bit more consistency. And obviously when it comes to springers, consistency also equals accuracy, which is always going to be number one in my books. You can have all the power in the world, if you don't have accuracy, you're wasting your time. Right, so there we go. Yeah, the stock comes off, and what we've got now, basically we've got the exposed internals. There you can actually see the spring inside there. So what we're going to do, see, parts. Alright, so the reason for this being an injection is so that basically when you want to get it in there, you can push that little port in the front in between the coils of the spring, and that's going to help you to push the lubrication in. You do not need to use this whole thing. I'd say maybe about a quarter of this is going to be more than sufficient, and that should do the job. So I'm just going to squeeze it in here. I'll speed this up a bit so you don't have to watch me doing it. And it might take a couple of shots for it to really start to take effect, because you want it to really get in everywhere, and that's when it's going to work the best. I would probably not recommend this as a permanent solution. Maybe something that you could do just temporary, and it will keep you going probably for 500-600 shots, and sometimes that's all you need. So there you can see I didn't use all that much, probably about a quarter of this. So let's call it 5 mils of grease that I've put inside here, which should be more than sufficient. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take this little earbud and just push it in, make sure that it's really got in there nice and tight. And then we're going to give it a test, and we'll compare it to the initial shot, and let's see if we've got a bit of an improvement. See if it's a bit quieter, see if that shot cycle is a bit smoother, and hopefully it is. Alright, so the one thing you need to keep in mind, one thing I'm going to have to do when I take this whole gun apart to do the physical work on the internals, I'm going to have to really clean everything out nicely, and this grease is quite a mission to clean, so something you'll need to bear in mind. If you want to avoid that, then don't even attempt this. But yeah, so I'm doing it for the benefit of, for your benefit, so let's see how it goes. Right, and then just quickly put the stock back on, then I'll get back to you. You can shoot 1 or 2 shots. Let's see how it goes. Alright, so we've put the grease in there, and so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move this back and forward a bit just to try and get that grease kind of go in a bit. Right, and so far it sounds pretty good. Let's get it loaded up. I haven't zeroed this yet, so let's see where we end up. Cocking cycle definitely sounds a bit smoother. I think I hit a metal pole down that side. Just going to move up a little bit. Still sounds pretty loud to me. don't know, maybe I should have put in more. But to me, it still sounds pretty much the same. Now, I'm gonna say for me personally, I don't think it was worth it. I think I'd rather wait until I can get it to someone that knows what they're doing, or for me personally, I'll do some work on it myself. But yeah, I wouldn't do the tuning a tube. Don't think it's going to have the effect that you probably want. So, alright guys, till next time, see you around.